Lily Lady is a poet, filmmaker, and sex worker. They hold an MA in International Global Studies from UC Berkeley, and they are the author of two poetry collections, Quickie 2022 and NDA 2024. They wrote, directed, and starred in their debut feature film, which is very rad, Sam's World, released in 2024 by Factory 25. Lily has also been on the Forbes 30 under 30 list. So that's pretty rad. So tell me about, well, let's see where to start. So the movie, what I loved about it is it doesn't have to make a statement. First of all, I love that you seem to have made the choice not to have sex in it. Like there's no male gaze in it. What informed your desire to make this film and also the pointed decision to leave out sex?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Well, I wanted to make the film. I was in a bunch of these poetry writing groups in New York and online, and I was so inspired by the people in them and the friends that I made. And I felt that I wanted to challenge myself by capturing this milieu in and around New York. In a new way. So I thought about, oh, should I write a chapbook about some of these people and my experiences and some of these moments in time, or should I try a new medium? It's one that I know nothing about and have no connections in. And I thought that sounds kind of fun and challenging, and it could I was in a really a moment in my life where I was looking for something to blow up my life. Not in a destructive sense, but a way that sometimes construction workers detonate some TNT on a work site to build something new. And I figured that the next vehicle, artistically, that I would do would be that TNT. And it really was, because my life changed when I made it and afterwards, not simply because, it actually got made, but more just holistically because it was the practice of it reminded me that I actually really like being a leader and I like bringing people together for artistic creation. And I like um, you know, biting off more than I can chew. I
How
think
long
that
did it take you to write it?
not really that long. I wrote it in the spring. It was a few months. I was voice recording a lot of conversations with people, and then pulled the script from there organically and had the general sense of what it was going to be about. I wanted it to be a hangout movie. I wanted to feel accessible for people. Um, and yeah, the decision not to have a sex scene or a scene between, specifically a scene between Sam and a client, didn't really interest me, mostly because I felt that Sam's background as a sex worker was really not foregrounded. I wanted to make a movie where that didn't feel um like the end all be all to who Sam is as a person. And also just the notion that sex work is all about sex feels antiquated and just not very interesting. And so much of sex work is really just care work and everything around the actual kind of carnal act of sex. So just to dilute it in a film where you have a limited amount of time to say something and to show the interaction with the client as just being about sex, didn't really interest me. It didn't feel organic.
Yeah,
And
no, just be fulfilling the same old,
sure. And that one scene where Sam is doing the striptease with the client, um I showed the film to a class of students at New School, a class of undergraduates. And I really liked what one of them raised their hand and said, I really didn't like that scene. And I said, "Oh, that's so interesting. Tell me why." And they said, "Well, because, it just felt really unrealistic and that someone is doing this strip tease for a client in this motel and it's so overdone." And I thought about that and I really agreed with them. Um, and the reason why I agreed with them was because it's not really realistic because it's not something I've really ever done with a client, just have this don some lingerie. I think if I did that, people would laugh in my face. Um, but the point of doing something that is unrealistic in that moment was because the project or the desire to have a scene that encapsulates every sex worker's experience is a futile endeavor. And so if already I'm not, my aspiration is not to show this universalized experience of sex work, it's more just to play in this space of fantasy. Why not do something that I think is visually pleasing and kind of interesting, which is a dance. I just felt, yeah, I really agreed with them, and I felt, yeah, it's kind of arbitrary to have a scene that aspires to universalize sex work, and so why not just try to dance it out a little bit.
Was Sam pregnant or was Sam not pregnant? I got the feeling that Sam was pregnant.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that whatever anyone sees into that is absolutely right.